Good morning, everyone. Am I audible to everyone?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So, the previous class we have already discussed about the pointer and some program which are related to pointer, which was already discussed. So today we discuss about the structure. So materials are already uploaded in your classroom. So I'm just following that one and discuss what is structure. So we know that what is array, what is string, and what is pointer. So I'm just repeat the definition of all those things once again. So array is a uh, suppose if we want to store suppose 5 marks of a student. Suppose 5 subject marks of a student. So in that particular case, we use array. So array is a data structure where we can store the similar types of data in contiguous memory location. But in array, all the variables data types are same. Suppose if I am talking about the declaration, when we declare a one-dimensional array or two-dimensional array, we write that int ARR, suppose within third bracket 10. So it means that uh, ARR is my array, which maximum size is 10, which is written in between the third bracket open close, and it's store only the integer types of value. We can't store in between this ARR as float or char. We work with integer type of values only because I'm declaring the ARR is a int type of ARR. So this is an array. So same thing, when my array store the character types of data, only store the character types of data, it will become a string. So in case of if we're talking about the declaration of a string, if we write char str, suppose within third bracket open close 10. So it means that str is my string name, and these str only store the character types of data. No integer, no float. It store only the character types of data. That's why its data type is char. char, char. So char space str means string name. After that, third bracket open close, the string size. And the main difference between array and string is string always terminated with a null character. String always terminated with a null character. Okay. In case of array, there is no concept of null character. Means the \n. Automatically compiler when compiles that this is a string, it will automatically puts a null character after the last letter of your string. Okay. And next one is a pointer. So pointer is, suppose I'm writing int star p, int star p, or int asterisk p, or ptr. Suppose I am writing or I am declaring a pointer which name is ptr. So the declaration is, yes, so the declaration is int star ptr. So star ptr, it means that it is a pointer type of variable. So what is the meaning of pointer type of variable? Pointer type of variable means it points to the memory address, which memory address is stored by another variable. So pointer is a variable which store the address of another variable. So now we discuss lot of things about pointer, because in case of pointer there is a two different types of address concept is there. First, when we declare star ptr, it means that star ptr, it means that ptr have some own address, which is its permanent address. When I am declaring star ptr, in star ptr, it means that star ptr is a pointer type, integer type of pointer variable, and it holds some its own address in somewhere in a computer memory location. It placed in a particular memory address. So this address is pointer's own memory address. Now the another concept is pointer is hold the address of another variable. Pointer holds the address of another variable, which means that pointer point to the memory address, pointer point to the memory address which is occupied by another variable. Suppose I am already declare a pointer variable. How? I am writing that int star ptr. So this is my pointer variable. Now I am declaring another variable which is int a. Now I am going to create a relation between a and this ptr. Means I am going to point this ptr to the memory address of a. Means I am writing simply ptr is equal to ampersand a. We all know that how to create a relation between pointer variable and any other variable. So ptr is equal to ampersand a. It means that whatever the address stored by the or occupied by the a, now ptr, which is my pointer variable, now points this memory address which is occupied by a, means this particular memory block, assuming that this particular memory block name is a, means variable name is a, and it occupied some value. Suppose I am giving the value for a is 10. So indirectly pointer also points the value of 10, but pointer doesn't hold any value. Pointer hold only the variable, nothing else. Pointer holds only the address of another variable. So if pointer points the address of another variable, it means that whatever the value is stored by another variable, pointer indirectly points to that value also. But pointer holds only the address of another variable. In that particular example, pointer points the address of a, nothing else. And 10 is held by a. That's why I'm telling that my PTR also indirectly points to 10. That's why when we print the value of PTR, it will also print the value of A, which is 10. So this is a concept of pointer. So we know that what is array, what is string, and what is pointer. Now we move on to the next topic, which is structure. It is most important topic. What is structure? So structure is a variable. Under this, you can declare different types of data members. What it means that, suppose I'm going to store information about 5 students. I'm going to store the information of 5 students. So what do you mean by information of student? It means that First of all, student roll number. Next one, student name. Next one, student department. Next one, student, suppose, fees, whatever the fees you are paid for the semester. Now, all those things are the information of a student. So now I'm going to store this thing, same thing for the 5 students. I'm talking about 5 students. Just think about, I'm going to store all the members of your class, means 60 students information in on a single program. Okay, I'm going to store 60 students information on a single program. Now 60 student information means we have to store the roll number, the name, the department, the fees, and all the marks you are already তোমরা পেয়েছো for your different papers. Suppose you have 5 subjects or 6 subjects, so you have 6 different marks for your 6 subjects. So all those things I am going to store in a single program. Now see, I'm just talking about the one student. I'm just talking about the one student. Means I am a student. Now if I'm talking about my information, so first of all is my roll number. It is not like that which one is first and which one is second. Just whatever the information a student can hold. First of all, the roll number. Next one, its name. Next one, fees. Next one, different subject marks, whatever it is. So all those things are applicable for a particular student. So these 5 or 4 things are applicable for all 60 students. So it is not possible that you have to declare all these 5 things individually for 60 students. It's not possible. It's not possible at all. So we have to create the structure here. So the structure is a data structure. In C, say we can also say the structure is a data structure also, because I am going to store all the data of a student in a single place. So we are also saying that structure is a organization, or structure is a manner in which we can store all these information into a particular place, into a particular tag, or into a particular variable, whatever you say. Now we are talking about the name. So when I'm declaring my name, obviously it is a character types of data. So I'm working with a string. Suppose my name. So my name, you already know that if you want to store and display your name, so you have to work with string. আমরা already সেটা প্রোগ্রামে already করেছি. So if I want to store the name of the student, so for storing the name of the student, we have to work with string, and of course the string data type is char. We all know that. So if we want to store the name of the student, we have to, so our data type is our variable is string, and our data type of that string is char. Now my roll number. So roll number is obviously, this is the integer type of value, because roll number to character by float, it's not possible. So roll number, this is a integer type of value. So student roll, or this data type is integer. So name is character, roll number is integer. Now suppose I'm talking about the fees. So fees, we have to declare the fees, suppose in a float, because maybe there is a point something, maybe it's possible. So my fees is float. Now see, so one single student, all these 3 information have 3 different data types. So you have to work with three different data types into a single structure. So every student structure contains these three different data members, these three different data types. So structure is a place where you can store the different data types of variables. In case of array, in case of string, in case of pointer, it's not possible at all. So structure is a place where you can store different types of data, different types of data variable. You are actually work with a different types of data variable. Okay, so in that particular case, we use structure. Now, how do we use this structure? How do we use this storing the information of 5 students or 10 students? How do I pass the information or the value to the structure variable? So we all discuss about that thing. So I'm going to share the screen. So it is already in your Google Classroom. Okay, just look. Okay, so see, the definition of a structure is, the structure is a collection. The structure is a collection of different data type grouped together under a single variable name for convenient handling. So structure at a location where we can store different data types under a single variable name, and we use, for structure declaration, we use struct keyword. Struct keyword, struct, struct keyword. Okay, so in case of array, we declare int arr then 5 within third bracket open close. In case of string, we declare char str within third bracket open close, suppose 5. In case of pointer, we declare int star ptr. Similarly, in case of structure declaration, we have to use this struct keyword. Struct keyword, struct, struct keyword. Okay, so the syntax is simple. First you write down struct, then your structure name. Suppose I am going to store the information of a student. I am going to store the information of the student. Okay, so the declaration is struct. Suppose after that student. Why student? Because I am going to store the information of a student. So struct student. So I am going to create the structure of a student. Structure of a student, of a particular student. I'm just talking about the structure. Struct student. Why student? Because I'm going to store the information of student. That's why my structure name is student, nothing else. After that, you have to open a second bracket. And then you have to declare your structure member. All I'm talking about, all those things already. That's the roll number, the name, the fees, all are these things are the member of your student structure. So you have to declare these members one by one with its data type. Okay, so data type member 1, data type member 2, and it's totally depend on the what is your problem statement, how many members you required, not only the member 1 and member 2. Suppose in if our example, we already talk about the three information of a student. One is name, another one is roll number, and last one is a fees. So if we talk about this thing, so we have to declare care, suppose my str name, which is suppose my name, so care name, suppose 10 or 15 within third bracket open close. After that, int roll number, then float fees, something like that. So all these things are the member of the structure, member of the structure. So you have to declare this member name with its data type. So whatever your data types is, you all are declared in between this second bracket open close. See, I am declaring here care name, suppose 15, int roll number, float fees. So see, in between this structure, which is suppose I am writing struct student. So in between this student structure, I am working with a different types of data variable, different types of data. One is char, another one is int, another one is float or something like that. But it's not possible for array or string or pointer. So when we work with a structure, we are actually work with a different data types of variable or different data types of values, because my name is always character type of values, my roll number is always integer type of values, and my fees is always a floating type of values. Maybe my fees is integer value, but I am working with a floating type of value because something always fees is always point something maybe there. That's why we are taking fees as a float type of value. But we are working all those things in a single structure, uh, in a single structure variable, which is student. And student is a structure of a particular student, nothing else. See? So after first bracket open close, 1 minute. अच्छा, अभिषेक, जायद, भास्कर, इन सबको बोलो कि वेटिंग में हम रिपीटेड टाइम्स उसको अलाउ कर रहे हैं, लेकिन उसके नेटवर्क में शायद कोई प्रॉब्लम है, इसलिए ज्वाइन नहीं कर पा रहा है. आकांक्षा, इन्फॉर्म all those people, I'm not repeated times I'm see the waiting room and try to join those people, but something maybe there is some problem with their network, that's why they can't join the class. Okay, I'm repeated times joining those people. Just take 1 or 2 minutes and inform those people. ওরা হয়তো ভাবছে যে আমি ওদেরকে জয়েন করাচ্ছি না. Repeated times I am joining those people. Just take 1 or 2 minutes and inform those people first. Okay, just continue. So when we declare the structure, we are actually work with a different types of uh, data variable or different types of data. Suppose, so after so we have to declare or write struct for identifying that this is a identifier basically. So identifying that this is a, I'm going to declare the structure now. So we have to declare this keyword struct. Uh, After that there is a structure name. So in this example, I'm going to store the information of a student. So that's why my structure name is also student. And after second bracket open, I'm going to declare here the structure member with its data type. So member name with its data type. So suppose here I'm declaring char name 20, then int roll number, then float fees or something like that. And after second bracket close, there is a semicolon. So suppose this example, see, there is a information of a book. There is a information of a book. That's why the structure name is book. And of course, this is a structure. That's why we have to use this identifier, which is struct keyword. And after that, the members are int pages. So these all are the information of a book. So when we talk about a book, so this is a common features of a book. Int pages, char book name, char author. See, all these things are a string. All these things are a string because book name, you have to store the book name. Obviously, these all values are only character type of values. So basically, this is a string working as a string. Char author, this is also a string. And float price. So all these four things, see, all these things are a different data types. Integer, char, float. So you actually work different data types with a single structure which name is book. So this is a simple declaration of a structure, nothing else. Simple declaration of a structure, nothing else. Okay, so the thing is, when we declare a structure, it will assuming that it is something like that. See, this is my suppose this is my book name. This is my book name. This is my author name, and this is the pages. And somewhere in a memory location, the price is also there. So this is a basic structure of a particular book, particular one book. Now the question is, I'm going to store this same information for the 10 books or the 100 books or the 1,000 books. So it is not possible that I'm going to insert these things 100 times. So obviously we have to work with a loop, means that the same thing happens 100 times. For book 1 to book 100, it is repeated, same thing repeat 100 times, because book 1 have some pages, book name, author, price. Book 2 also some pages, book name, author, price. So it is happened till 100th number of book. So we have to think about in that way. So I'm not talking about 100 books, that I'm only store the information of 5 students. Just take in that way. I'm going to store the information of 5 students, nothing else. And I'm going to store the roll number, name, and the marks, nothing else. Name, roll number, name, and marks. So roll number, name, and marks. So roll number and marks all are in a integer type of values, and name is a character types of data. So I'm just storing these 2 or 3 information of a 5 student, but using structure. So same thing we have to create for 5 students each. So I'm going to store this thing first and display the things, same thing in a output monitor, nothing else. So this is my simple program. So I'm going to store the information of 5 students with this information. See, roll number, name, and marks, nothing else. So what is my program structure? How do I store the or declare the structure or accessing the variables or value with all those data members with the values? So we write down a program and clarify that one. Okay. Okay. So now I'm going to share our online compiler. Okay. So see, now I'm going to, all of you just write down the problem statement that write a program for storing the information of 5 students. Write a C program for storing the information of 5 students using structure. Write a C program for storing the information of 5 students using structure. Okay. So hash include stdio.h, or okay, fine, that's not a problem. So after that, we have to first create the structure of a student, means we have to declare the structure name with some identifier which is struct. After that, we have to specify what information you actually store for a particular student. Now we are talking about how to store the 5 student information. Okay, so first of all, we write here that struct, because struct is used for identifier, identify that student is my structure. Student is my structure, so it is worked as a identifier, and its definition is already in somewhere in the library function, or say somewhere in a header files, whatever you say. Okay, so struct definition is already there, so we have just used that one for identifying, for telling the compiler that student is our structure. So I'm going to define a structure now. So struct, and after that I'm declaring here, suppose student, which is my structure name. So student is my structure name. After that, second bracket open. Okay, so now I'm going to initialize, not only initialize, I'm not talking about initialize, I'm going to declare here the structure member, which information you are actually going to store for a student. Means suppose I'm going to store the name of the student, suppose name, and I'm declaring here the size. So I'm going to declare, next one is int roll number, and I'm going to store, suppose float fees. Okay, so these 3 things, or these 3 information, see, all are different data types: char, int, float. So all these 3 information we are going to store for different 5 people, but here I am just declaring the structure of a particular student. আমি কিন্তু এখানে কোথাও বলিনি যে এইটা আমার 5টা স্টুডেন্টের ইনফরমেশন, এইটা আমার 5টা স্টুডেন্টের ইনফরমেশন, এটা আমি কিন্তু কোথাও বলিনি। আমি শুধু বলেছি that this is my structure, so student is my structure, identifying student using this struct, and after second bracket open close, I'm going to declare here some information or the structure member of this student, which is char name, int roll and float fees, nothing else. So my structure holds these three different information of a particular student. I'm talking about only particular student structure. Now this thing is stored for 5 student also. আমারটাও করবে। Am I audible to everyone?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So I'm going to store this 3 information for the 5 student. So now we have to declare this thing. Just tell me, when I'm storing the 5 marks, or suppose say for 5 roll number, or when we are working with the 5 elements, different types, same types of elements, we are work with the array, right? We are work with the array. So student means 5 student is there. See, student 1 holds all these 3 things, student 2 holds all these 3 things, student 3 holds all these 3 things, and student 4 and student 5 also holds all those 3 things. Okay, so we have 5 student. So in that particular case, we have to declare a array. Why? Because 5 student information we have to store. কিভাবে store সেটা পরে হবে, but we have to store the 5 student information. So when we talk about the storing, suppose we want to store the English marks for 5 student, তখন আমরা কি করেছি 8 ARR 5, because we have 5 students and we just store the marks of English, nothing else. So we have 5 different marks. 5 different marks for the single subject for 5 people. Okay, so that particular case we use or we work with the array. So same thing is happen here also. We have to work with a 5 student. So we have to store these 3 things for the 5 student. So basically we have to work with a 5 student. আমি কি ইনফরমেশন স্টোর করব, কিভাবে করব সেটা পরে হবে। আমাকে করতে হবে 5টা স্টুডেন্টের ইনফরমেশন স্টোর। So basically we have 5 number of student. So আমি যদি 5টা স্টুডেন্টের ইনফরমেশন স্টোর করতে চাই, তাহলে আমাকে একটা অ্যারে ডিক্লেয়ার করতে হবে। সিম্পল। Now how do I relate this array to this structure member? This is a let's discuss with letter 1. First of all, you understand that thing that you are working with a 5 student. Whatever the information you have, you actually work with a 5 student. So for that reason, you have to declare here that 5 student name here. So student 1, student 2, student 3, student 4 and student 5. Okay, so we actually work with a 5 student. So we write down here the student 1. Suppose you write in a short that std1, std2, std3, std4, std5. What is the meaning of that? Meaning of that, if I am writing in that way, std1, std2, std3, std4 and std5. After that semicolon. It means that student 1 stored these 3 things, student 2 stored these 3 things, student 3 stored all these things, and student 4 and student 5 also stored all these things. Means all these student 1, student 2, student 3, student 4 are called structure variable. Structure variable. These all information are called structure member. All these things are called structure variable. Structure variable. So in this particular example, we are work with the 5 students. Suppose I am going to store the 60 student information. So it is not possible at all that I am going to declare here all these 60 students' name here. It's not possible. So in that particular case, we use array. We use array. But here, the 5 students only, that's why I'm writing in this way. So these all are the structure variable, means under this structure, these all are accessible, these 3 information. It means that I'm not telling the compiler that student 1 are storing name, roll number, fees, student 2 storing name, roll number, fees, student 3 storing name, roll number, fees, or something like that. I'm just telling the compiler that this is a structure of a student. So whatever the variable, whatever the number of the student is there, all are accessing these information. That's why after second bracket, you have to declare all the structure variable here. So these all are the structure variable and these all are the structure member. Means this variable is accessing all these structure member because I'm going to declare this variable under this structure. So 3 things is there. One is you have to first declare whatever your structure. Suppose this structure is for only student. Suppose I am going to store here the book information. See, whatever the example they are in our PPT, book name, book author name, book fees, book pages, something like that. So these same thing are happen for 60 book also. So it is not possible that book 1, I'm writing in that way that book 1 access this 4 thing, book 2 access this 4 thing, book 3 access this 4 things or something like that. So this is the way where we first declare the structure, whatever the information you actually store according to your problem statement. So I'm going to store these 3 information of a particular student. So this is my structure. After that, I'm going to tell the compiler that I am actually storing the 5 student information. Name, roll number and fees for the 5 students. That's why I'm declaring all the structure variable in this single line. And after that, there is a semicolon. So in this way, we declared the structure using the struct keyword. After that, we have to declare the structure member with its data type. All these are member of the structure. Structure of what? Structure of the student. And all these things are a structure variable. Structure variable. Okay. So now I'm just going to simple that one. I'm declaring here a array. I'm not writing in this way. I'm declaring a array here. Okay. Suppose I'm taking the size, suppose 10. Why? Because just in case in the concept of memory, I'm just declaring a size here. So in this declaration using this, I'm going to store maximum 10 number of student information using this structure. Maximum 10 number of student information using this structure. Okay. Now I'm working with a 5 student only. I'm not working with a 10 student. But you know that when we work with an array, we actually, when we declare an array, we declare the size little bit large, whatever our requirement is, nothing else. So I'm declaring that one. So S is my array name. For student, that's why I'm declaring S. If you want, then you use any other name also. And my array size is 10, which means that it can store 10 number of uh, 10 student information. What information? This information, nothing else. Okay, so my declaration is complete. Whatever the information we want to actually store for the student, all are stored for all those 5 students. Now my aim is we have to store the information of 5 students and display the same thing, nothing else. Okay, so after now we are going to move on to the main function. Here I'm just storing the information of 5 students. I'm storing the information of 5 students. Here I'm declaring a I. Why I? Because I is my loop variable. I'm going to execute a loop because student 1 holds these 3 things and student 5 also holds these 3 things. So we have to execute a loop for 5 times and store all the information of 5 students at a time. Nothing else. Simple as array. The concept is same as array. I'm just working with the array here. So I'm going to just store the information of 5 students. Information of what? Information of 5 students. What is the information? These are the information. So all these 3 things are stored for 5 students. For that reason, we have to execute a loop, nothing else. So in between printf, I'm going to write here, enter information of students. Okay, just enter information of students. Now I'm just write the for loop for storing the information, for storing the information, nothing else. So for I equals to 0, I less than n, I plus plus. Okay, nothing else. So now what I am writing is I dot roll. Why I am writing this one? I am telling you, I plus 1. See, when we pass the values to the structure member, we use this dot sign. We use this dot sign. What is the meaning of that? Meaning that, see, Si. What is I value? 0. So S0. S0 means lower index of my array. Lower index of my array. So lower index of my array means I'm going to store the information of first student. And all these information are storing against the lower index of my array. Lower index of my array, because I'm going to store the 5 students information. If for that reason I'm declaring a array. So I'm work with the 5 elements. So obviously my lower index is start with 0 and upper index complete with n minus 1, which is 4, because my n is 5. My n is 5. So directly you write down here 5. Okay. So my n is 5. So I'm going to store the information of 5 students. So obviously in case of array, we know that array indexing, lower index is always starting with 0. So S0 means the first student. I'm going to store the information of first student. Information means name, roll number and fees. All these things are stored in between the lower index 0, means the first student. So here I'm just store the roll number. How? Because S0 dot roll. So whatever the student placed in lower index of my array, his roll number is I plus 1. Now what is the I value? 0. So 0 plus 1 means 1. So I am taking in that way that student 1 roll number is 1. Nothing else. Student 1 roll number is 1. And using this dot sign, actually we are assigning the values to the structure member. So using dot operator, we are assigning the values to the structure member. So whatever the I plus 1 value, these value are stored for the student 1 roll number. So now the student 1 roll number is 1. But these information are stored in between the lower index of my array, which is 0. See, in that case, S0 dot roll number. So S0 dot roll number means student 1 roll number is 1. But student 1 placed into the lower index of S. So lower index of S means 0th place. 0th place means first position. So first position means student 1. So student 1 is placed in a lower index of my S, which is my array. So student 1 roll number is 1. So I am just assigning the roll number to the student 1. And student 1 placed into the lower index of S. Nothing else. That's why here I am writing I. I am not writing I plus 1. I am writing I because lower index, in case of array, we know that lower index always start with a 0. So S0, which is the student 1, roll number is I plus 1. Means আমি student 1 কে roll number দিচ্ছি 1. Nothing else. Okay. Next is I'm just print that one. Nothing else. So printf for write in that way roll number %d comma si dot roll. Sorry, roll. Why I'm writing this one? Because when we run this program, in my output monitor, we see that roll number for roll number %d si dot roll means si dot roll এর মধ্যে কে বসে আছে 1. So for roll number 1, now I'm going to input the name and fees. So when we run this program, it will little bit clear. See, I'm just write the next part, which is name and fees. So printf, suppose I am writing here, enter name, okay, and scanf. What I am writing here? Because I am taking my name as string. So percentage, comma, si dot name. Okay. And next one is fees. So printf, enter fees and scanf. So fees in float, so percentage, comma, ampersand, SI, comma, sorry, dot fees. Okay. So in this way we can store the information of 5 students. How? Because this loop is executed for 0, this loop is executed for 1, for 2, for 3 and for 4. So all the information of 5 students are storing using this loop, because I am writing all these things in between this for loop. How? I am first assigning the roll number. Just print that roll number, nothing else. And after printing this roll number, I am going to enter the name and the fees, nothing else. I am entering the name and fees. So if we run this one, see, so whatever the name and fees I'm going to enter here, all these are for student 1, which roll number is 1. Nothing else. So for print this line for roll number 1, I'm just writing this line. Nothing else. I'm just assigning the roll number first and print this roll number in this way. Nothing else. So whatever the name is, suppose I'm writing here my name. Okay. Then enter. Now I'm going to enter fees. Suppose I'm writing here 10,000. Okay. Now see, for roll number 2. So it will continue after, till less than is equal to 4. So 0 to less than is equal to 4. It means that 5 times my loop is executed. So why 5 times? Because I am going to store the information of 5 students. Nothing else. So in this way, we store the information of 5 students individually using a single for loop, nothing else. So in this way, you store actually not only the 5 students. If you want, you store 60 student information, you store 100 student information also. But you don't want to write 100 times for 100 people each. Not required. Simple, we are declaring an array here. Now we are working with the 5 elements because we have only stored the 5 student information. Simple, we write down these 3 or 4 lines and accessing all the information of 5 students, whatever the information we declared as a structure member of my structure, which is student. Okay, till now, do you have any questions with that? Am I audible to everyone? Do you have any questions? Do you have any questions with that? Am I audible to everyone?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Okay. So do you have any question till now?
No, ma'am.
Okay, fine. So the time is already over. We will continue the next part in our tomorrow's class. Okay. And I'm going to share this link in a Google Classroom. So those people who have not joined in the class today, so just tell them that just follow the video, and if all of you, if you have that think that there is a problem, just tell me the next class. Okay?
ম্যাম ভিডিওটা কি ইউটিউবে দেবেন?
হ্যাঁ, ভিডিওটা আমি ইউটিউবে দেবো, কিন্তু ইউটিউবের লিঙ্কটা আমি গুগল ক্লাসরুমে শেয়ার করে দেবো।
ওকে ম্যাম। আর ম্যাম জ্যাদ তো জয়েন হতে পারছিল না, তো ওটা একটু বলেই তো।
আমি বারবার করে জয়েন করেছি, ওদের নেটওয়ার্কে কিছু প্রবলেম হয়েছে। নট অনলি জায়েদ, অনেকেই ছিল যাদেরকে আমি বারবার করে মানে টোটাল 1 ঘন্টা ধরে আমি সবাইকে জয়েন করিয়েছি, কিন্তু ওদের নেটওয়ার্কে প্রবলেম, দ্যাটস ওয়াই ওরা জয়েন করতে পারেনি। আমি রিপিটেড টাইমস জয়েন করেছি, ইভেন তোমাকেও বোধহয় অন্তত পক্ষে 50 থেকে 60 বার জয়েন করানো হয়েছে। তো সেটা তোমাদের যে জয়েন করতে পারছে না তার নেটওয়ার্কের মেবি কিছু এখনো প্রবলেম রয়েছে, দ্যাটস ওয়াই সে জয়েন করতে পারছে না। আমি রিপিটেড টাইমস জয়েন করিয়েছি। ক্লিয়ার?
ওকে ম্যাম।
ওকে, থ্যাংক ইউ।
ইয়েস, থ্যাংক ইউ ম্যাম।